now we know a lot more about what could have happened and why this tragedy went down.
We want to know what you've done with Kristen's remains with her body.
He has a possible location for where her body may be.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
That was clear as
Thank you, James.
Do you think that we have a good possibility of facing an aggressive energy or entity tonight when we go into the house?
Yes, I do. Be very careful.
Steve, I've been in this place many, many times, and it has never felt this bad.
I've got chills, dude. That sounded just like archers.
I swear something just now touched the back of my leg. It felt like something just touched the back of my leg. Have you ever been touched in here?
What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard something.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm on edge.
I don't have an explanation for how that could be possible.
That is probably one of the craziest things we've had happen.
So tonight we're returning to the haunted house of tragedy. Here's what we know from our last investigation. Allegedly, James murdered his wife, Kristen.
And they have footage from surveillance footage of him carrying her out of the apartment complex, slung over his shoulder.
Hid her body in a place where he said no one would ever find her.
He was talking on the phone and said, you know, she's dead, I killed her. You'll never find her body.
When the police started looking into him and he felt the heat of law enforcement, he took his own life in the living room of the house.
As he was still on the phone, he shot himself with a shotgun. Oh gosh, look at all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that blood or is that?
Well, yeah, probably
it's
that.
also-
That's blood, and I think it's maybe some of the buckshot.
And we believe that their spirits at that point still remained inside the house.
You lie about it. You tell her family that they'll never find her, and then you blow your head off with a shotgun.
We did do a crossing over ceremony at the end of our investigation last time. She said that she can't see where she is and she doesn't know how to get out, and that a bright light would help her find her way out of the house.
This one I want to kind of gear more towards Kristen. He tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those that have young.
And anyone that is here on this floor, Kristen, James, I know James, this is specifically where you ended up taking your life, and so we also want to give you the opportunity to move on, to move past that light and find peace wherever that is or whatever that is. And the question is now, how many of them are still there? But also, Pam has done a lot of extensive research into this case, and now we know a lot more about what could have happened and why this tragedy went down. So, Pam, what have you learned that's new in this case?
My source of information is an officer from. He said that searches were done in Ohio and also in West Virginia around the area that she was taken, as well as the area around the house.
All right, so this is an interesting start to an episode of Paranormal Quest. Normally we would go to location, get interviews, film B-roll, but this is our return to the haunted house of tragedy. And last night, Pam sent me a text message and said that she was in contact with a law enforcement officer from a neighboring city who doesn't have jurisdiction here in Wheeling, but has done extensive research into the case, and he told her that he has a possible location for where her body may be. So despite that it's raining, despite that it's bad weather, we're on our way over there right now to see if we can maybe find out what happened to Kristen and if this is a location where he could have dumped her body.
Cadaver dogs were used, and it was golden retriever. It was one of the more prominent.
Right, it wasn't new to the force.
No,
Veteran
yes.
cadaver dog.
James had 2 cars. One was a Pontiac, another one was a certain type of van. And apparently in the back of the van, they found a shovel with dirt on it, and the cadaver dog picked up scents on the dirty shovel.
So the dog picked up on the scent of human remains.
Yes.
Now, this law enforcement officer, does he have any idea of where James may have hid Kristen?
He did give me a few leads to go on. It's supposedly underneath that trestle. He said that what you have to do is climb the hill, and underneath the trestle is the cave.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, here it is.
Once you get so high up here, I'll try and get that camera from you.
I'll say this is a good vine to grab onto right here.
You want to hold that?
It's like real faint. Something there.
Hello?
So what did he say that led him to, or why does he believe that this is the possible place, did he say?
No, he didn't say. Maybe Mark grew up right up the road and he used to play in here as kids, just like, maybe he was just familiar with this area.
I don't know, but that water's probably about a foot deep walking back through there, so that's going to be tough to get it from this side. I don't know, maybe we can come at it from a different angle, but...
Yep.
I'll have to get my flashlight, and that way we'll have something.
There was mention of a red 55-gallon drum that had disappeared from beside the residence, and there was speculation that he possibly could have put her body into that drum and buried the drum, put the drum in water. We're not sure.
Because I've always had a hunch, because they said they took that red barrel.
Yeah,
and
which was my brother's.
Right, and I always thought what would have been convenient for him is if he put her in the barrel and he would actually drill some holes in that.
Yeah.
If you put that in the river, it'll start drifting, but it'll sink as it goes down.
Yeah.
And today, no joke, I thought of the dam. I thought of the dam, which would be on the northern half, because it would go down and just lay right down up against the concrete part of the dam.
Now, normally we would meet and do an interview like this in the location, but you said you wanted to come to a more neutral location for this interview because there were specific allegations that were brought to your attention by the law enforcement officer that you didn't want to talk about in the house. You wanted us to ask questions on tonight's investigation and have that be the first time that these topics were brought up inside the house. What information did he give you about these allegations, which could or could not be true?
There was an article that I read, that I researched, and it said that one of the possible things that could have happened was James had an accomplice, and they actually could have taken her body back to the house of tragedy, and the kids possibly they got to see their mother. They said that their mom was not moving, her eyes were open, and she was cold. And
so the kids got to see her, they believe?
Yes, that was in one of the articles that I had researched and read about, was that the kids had possibly
That would just be traumatizing to see your dead mother.
At the time, the oldest one was 5 and the younger one was 3, so.
Wow.
Might have it. No, it's caved in. It might have a bend in it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a cave in.
This is how far back I am in the tunnel. You can see them standing up there on the actual edge, so.
I agree with Steve that wherever she's at, she's in the barrel, and he probably buried her in the barrel, or else, like you said, the cadaver dog hit on the shovel.
Yeah, which that kind of rules out the river in a way.
River, exactly.
Right here is where the tunnel collapsed. Just layers and layers of coal coming through there.
He said that during the interrogation before James committed suicide, when they kind of started to suspect him, that his demeanor during the interview was very cool, collective, like he wasn't concerned about, what was going on. And he said that kind of raised red flags.
One of the allegations is that an ex-girlfriend had come forward, one of James's ex-girlfriends had come forward and said that she had witnessed him and his friend watching illicit videos of necrophilia. That was something that she had caught him watching. I don't even know.
That's just crazy.
Yes.
And like I said, we don't know that to be true at all, and neither does law enforcement. It's just interesting that an ex-girlfriend of James's came forward and said, and she came forward to the police and provided that information. Yes. And she said that he allegedly had some really nefarious fantasies.
Can I also mention that he followed me home? There were some derogatory comments made EVP-wise, as well as, and I noticed that the last time we were there in May, that through the pedal box came the word bitch. There were certain cases that happened during our investigation. The exact same thing that happened at the location happened at my house. So I kind of put two and two together, and again, I'm not sure, but it kind of pointed in that direction.
We want to find answers, but we want to be respectful about it. And he agreed. He's like, I agree. And any information. And he even said, if you find anything, evidence-wise, let me know. Call and let me know. It's about, two-way street here. So hopefully.
One thing that I think we should actually do, and Steve, I think it's important before we go in there tonight, I think we should actually call Molly.
She's saying nobody's going to find me.
That's what we're trying to do. Why don't you think we're going to find you? Why don't you think anybody's going to find you?
He made sure that nobody would find me.
You're freaking me out. Because of the pandemic, she wasn't able to come and walk through the house with us again. But I think it is important because I did message her and ask her if we could call her. And she said that she recently drove by the house again and got some impressions that she wanted to share with us. So I think we should go up and give her a call and see what she has to say.
Let's do it.
All right. Hello, Molly. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So we're back at the Haunted House of Tragedy tonight, and we wanted your input.
Right. It's funny that I went by the house the other day and was drawn to it. That was weird. I felt like there was someone standing in the door, and I think it's the gentleman that's still there. He's very angry and unhappy. I think she's gone.
Now, you said that he's angry and that we should be careful. Now, do you think he's angry because we tried to help Kristen move on? You say that she has moved on and that he's the only one there in the house from what you picked up on, but do you think he's angry because we tried to help Kristen and possibly successfully helped her move on?
Yes, and I think he's stuck there too. I mean, I feel real bad for him, but he's afraid to leave. She's gone. She's happy and she's gone. I really feel like he doesn't know where he's going. Is he going to go to hell or is he going to go to heaven? He's afraid to leave.
What do you think we can do to communicate with James?
I think if you went in quietly, maybe some soft music, maybe some soft words to talk to him and not just rush right in, maybe ask him if he needed prayer, I think he will answer you in some way.
We're kind of hoping to find out where Kristen was hidden. Do you even think that's even possible at this point?
I don't know if he'll ever tell anybody, because then you would know all about him and what's inside of him. I still think she's gone, though, but where he put her is still, I still think she's somewhere where there's water.
Yeah, it's really tough to tell because there's that mystery with the 55-gallon oil drum that went missing the day that Kristen disappeared.
Right. Yeah. But remember, I think there's something else there with him. I think there is an animal there with him. A spiritual animal. I think it's a big dog. Now, I don't know where the dog has come from. I don't know if the dog lived there prior or he made the dog come. I'm not sure. I don't know if he even had a dog at all. Maybe in his, life that he was living.
Yeah, I don't know if he had a dog, but it makes sense because if he valued that companionship, he'd probably hold on to it. Whether it's actually a spirit of a dog or just energy that's left behind from that pet, I don't know.
Maybe the dog is big. It's a big dog, like a shepherd dog, but it's kind of like brown with like black through it.
Do you think that we have a good possibility of facing an aggressive energy or entity tonight when we go into the house?
Yes, I do.
Do you think the aggressive energy, do you think that is James?
Yes. Yes, he's very angry. Be very careful. He's very smart.
Well, thank you, Molly. We really appreciate you talking to us, taking time out of your evening to give us some input on this, and we're really looking forward to the investigation tonight. And we're going to be careful, we promise. When we go into this house, we're going to be careful tonight. So thank you for all of your input, and we'll tell you soon what happened.
So this is the first time we've entered this house since May. And what we're going to do right now is we just have 2 cameras and this recorder. We're going to enter the house completely pitch dark, all lights out, just rolling on the cameras and the recorder here. We're going to kind of use the element of surprise to hopefully walk in on somebody, and see if we have any luck just coming right in, right from Jump Street with the cameras rolling. House is empty, and we're about to see if anyone is ready to speak with us.
Yes, he's very angry. Be very careful. He's very smart.
We're back. Do you remember us? James, if you're here and you can hear us, we're going to be staying the night again, and we're going to be speaking to you a lot tonight. We want to know what you've done with Kristen's remains, with her body. And we know a little more right now than we did last time.
There were specific allegations that were brought to your attention by the law enforcement officer that you didn't want to talk about in the house. You wanted us to ask questions on tonight's investigation and have that be the first time that these topics were brought up inside the house.
If someone's in this house, let your presence be known. Who's here with us?
James, it's Pam. You know who I am. We've come back to talk. So if you have anything to say, like we said the first time we were here, please come forward and tell us any information that you have. I hope that you feel comfortable with me being here again. So like I said, you know who I am, so come talk to us. We're not here to hurt you. You know that. We just want to talk. We just want to talk. Steve, do you want to go upstairs in the dark?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm with you.
I know.
We'll be good.
James, Kristen, anybody that's here, I'm coming upstairs.
Okay.
It's around the corner.
Around the corner?
Give me a minute.
You're fine. Take your time.
Last time we were here, you touched Jason on the leg.
You sure?
You all right?
Something just now, I swear something just now touched the back of my leg. It felt like something just touched the back of my leg.
Can you touch one of us again?
Hello. I'm back. We're back. I know somebody's in this room with me. I can feel you.
Yeah, this whole place is charged.
I have a device in my hand. It's a little red light. If you come talk near it, it'll pick up your voice.
Well, if there's anyone down here in the basement that wants to come out and talk to us, we're here to communicate tonight and to get answers from you, or to have you tell us stories of your life. James, if you're listening, we're not here to hurt you. We're not your enemy. I know you may be mad that we helped Kristen move on, or we believe we helped Kristen move on.
I have to sit this down. I'm sure.
Okay, you do what you gotta do. I'm gonna come over on your side, get a different angle.
Oh my God.
What is it? What is it? What? What?
I think I saw something in that corner.
Over here?
Yeah.
What is going on up there? Something just happened.
I heard a bunch of commotion.
Was it a shadow or just a mass?
No, it was the light on a piece of wood.
Why is this so dim?
Between the wood and the window. It was clearly a shadow.
Really?
I don't like it over here. Okay. Steve, I've been in this place many, many times, and it has never felt this bad.
Do you think that we have a good possibility of facing an aggressive energy or entity tonight when we go into the house?
Yes, I do.
Someone's down here with us. We think we're hearing you, but could you give us a sound a little bit louder, please?
Okay. Okay, well, I guess
Did you hear that? Like walking or something?
No. Feel on the top of the steps.
I heard something.
Over there?
It was somewhere, yeah, over that direction. Who's out there? What's your name?
What can you tell us about this basement? What went on in this basement? Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That was the floorboard directly to your left, Ryan. There's no one up there.
No, they're on the floor up above. There's no reason why this floorboard
Did
right
you all
above.
hear that?
Mm-hmm.
What happened here in this basement?
If you don't want to talk to us, that's fine. We have some friends downstairs that we believe in the basement. You can talk to them if you want to. We understand you don't have to do anything, and that's perfectly fine.
I don't like it in that corner.
I don't like it in that corner or the other corner of the other room.
It's just like it's just standing there, checking us out.
Yeah. Light's so young.
We'd really like it if someone could come through and speak with us.
Not like a lot
I
about
don't have
this
this gonna be on film, but I'm grabbing your.
one. No, you're
grabbing
fine.
Your shirt.
Well, good, because you can hardly see.
Because I don't. Do not like it up here.
Whoa, was that you?
Nope, that was me hitting my.
That knocked the
was
second
me.
one.
That's what caused me to jump against the stair. Was that noise?
James? The one main thing that was interesting, I don't know when you asked about the stomp, but we heard a thud right here at the top of the steps.
Well, see, because first it sounded like weight shifting, and then I said, if someone's up above us and can hear us stomp your foot, we didn't hear a stomp, but it sounded like a step and a half.
Okay.
In this area, in this area.
Just a couple more.
How did that happen?
I don't know. These hula hoops just fell and hit me in the leg.
How did that just happen, Ryan? Wait a minute, let's recreate this.
Okay.
If you bumped into it.
What was that?
That was him bumping into the hole.
No, a whistle.
It was a whistle.
Yeah, it was a whistle.
Okay.
If you bumped into it.
Okay.
If you bumped into it.
What was that? That came from in the living room.
Yeah.
That came from my right side in the living room.
That was a whistle.
Now I told you.
Crystal clear.
Yeah, because it wasn't right here with us. It was like in the other room.
Yes.
That's it. We're alone in the haunted house of tragedy. The four of us for the first time since last May. So
That's right.
Dave has arrived back here, and we're ready to start the investigation. We're all four going to start on the upper floor, and we are going to work our way down. Let's head up.
Let's do it.
James, if there is anyone that you would like to talk to, we came in a little bit ago, and we were hoping to have a conversation with you. We understand that you did a terrible thing, but we're not here to judge you. What we'd like to do is give you the opportunity to come out and talk to us and tell us your side.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
James, what drove you to do something like that?
James, we understand if you're upset at us because we helped Kristen move on, but you have to realize that it was necessary. You couldn't keep her here forever.
James, if you're wondering how you can speak with us, in my left hand I have a little device that can hear your voice. If you walk up to my left hand and speak as loud and clearly as you can, we should be able to hear you.
Look at that red light at the top of the stairs on the banister. You can use that too.
So you went over to the apartment complex in Martin's Ferry to talk to her, to talk to Kristen.
What was that?
I heard that.
I've got hair standing up on the back of my neck.
I do too.
Yeah. To talk to Kristen. To talk to Kristen.
What was that?
I heard that.
I've got hair standing up on the back of my neck.
I do too.
Yeah.
But remember, I think there's something else there with him. I think there is an animal there with him. A spiritual animal. I think it's a big dog.
To talk to Kristen.
What it sound like?
I know your recorder definitely picked it up because it sounded like it was right between us.
I could hear it all clearly, yeah.
No, they're still in the car. And this is a dead-end street, so... What were you saying there, Ryan?
I was gonna say that you went over to the apartment complex to talk things out with her, try and work things out. Can you tell us what happened from there?
Did anybody else just feel like the energy change in here just a little bit?
Yeah, there's a cold breeze on my left hand right now.
Like intensifying or like declining?
Yeah, intensifying.
Yeah, there's a cold breeze.
Let me come over there then.
It's moving.
We walking? Get in here while I want.
Put your hand out, Steve. Feel this. Do you not feel cold?
Right here, yeah. I do feel here.
It feels
It's
almost
cooler.
like it's moving.
Yeah, it's
in
like
one
radiating.
place.
I didn't want to say anything, but when you were standing where you were, I thought I saw like a quick thing behind you in the hallway. I didn't want to say anything because there's lights and cars and stuff. But then as soon as I saw that, then it was kind of like the energy shifted a little bit in here.
It's different in this area than over there.
It's so strange.
Who is here with us right now?
Every time we bring up you going over to Martin's Ferry, it gets a little strange in here.
Did you hurt her when you were still in Martin's Ferry, or did you hurt her back here at the house? What happened?
You're allowed to tell your side of the story. That's why we're here.
James, we know you had a friend whose name was Mark. Do you remember him?
I got a chill there. Whew.
Yeah, I'm still feeling this cold spot.
Yeah, no. Every hair on the back, on my back and the back of my neck is standing up.
Was she pregnant?
She could have been, and nobody would have ever known.
Is that why you killed her? Was she pregnant?
What's that?
I don't know, but I got cold chills.
What's that? What's that?
You want to try the S-Box for a few?
Yeah,
sure. Wow. Something there.
James, did you just talk to us? That was
I
creepy.
thought I heard it say yeah. Here.
It just said here.
She's here.
She's here. James, is Kristen still here? Or is this where you hid her? James, can you please tell us where you put her? So,
James, it might help you have closure if you help us find Kristen.
James, if you tell us where she is, we can have Steve say a prayer for you. See if that'll help your soul.
All right, James, yes or no? Is Kristen in the Ohio River? Yes or no? Is she in the Ohio River? Yes. Oh my God, did you hear that?
James, did you put her in that 55-gallon drum? Say yes again.
It sounded like it. Very close.
I did. Kristen. I just heard Kristen.
Yeah.
That was a weird voice. Sounded like it said, damn it.
Is this the room where you ended your life? Who were you on the phone with when it happened?
Who were you on the phone with, James? Mark. It just said Mark.
It did.
That was clear as f***. Thank you, James.
How'd it go?
Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Okay, so we got a couple interesting voices over the spirit box here.
Okay.
Some of them speculative, but the one that we for sure heard, I said, James, who were you on the phone with before you shot yourself? And it very clearly came through and said Mark.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
On the
It did.
box.
Who were you on the phone with, James? Mark. It just said Mark.
It did.
That was clear as f***. Thank you, James.
We all heard it.
Yeah.
We all heard it.
Very
At the
clear.
same time. It's starting to die down a little bit, but we were thinking now would be a good time for you and Jonah to go in.
Okay. Hi. We're back. We have a couple things set up that if you come over here and you touch this, it'll light up. It won't hurt you. And then over here we have a box. If you go near it, the blue light, it'll light up. And also, if you want to stomp your feet or walk across the floor, there's orange lights. It'll light up orange across the bottom.
Because Pam met both James and Kristen when they were alive, she feels a special connection to them, so hopefully she'll be able to make contact in there. And we're gonna sit out here in the car and let them have their space.
Earlier when we came in, when we first got here, we felt somebody or something.
Steve, I've been in this place many, many times, and it has never felt this bad.
Because it definitely feels a little different now than what it did when we first entered the house. I thought I just saw something black over this way. Did I just see a black shadow?
If anybody's here, can you give us a sign?
I do have a question that I want to ask James, and that is, did you tell Mark you were going to commit suicide? Or did you keep it a secret from him? That just went off.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Whoever made it, the EDI light up, thank you. I have, like they've said earlier, I've done some research and talked to several people about different things. And since it's so much information, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read from my notes and ask questions that way because it's really hard to try to remember everything.
We've been sitting out here for a little while now. Pam and Jonah still going at it inside. We're really hoping that they're having some activity because if it's been keeping up the way it's been going already, it's been pretty active. So we're pretty anxious to see their findings here shortly. Yep.
You wrote a note before you shot yourself. What did the note say? Contained in the note, did it say, "I've killed her and you'll never find her body"? I'm trying to hurry in case they come back. Oh, shoot.
Pam?
Yeah.
Jonah?
Yeah. We are still in the living room.
Okay.
I'm gonna come in. I don't like it.
You gotta face it. You gotta go.
I don't know. It's that corner.
Yep.
It's
Say leave. Do you want us to leave your house? Because if you want us to go, all you have to do is tell us. Do you want us out of here?
It's almost like I can't even look. It's like I want nothing to do with that.
Before we go, do you want Steve to say a prayer for you?
Downstairs asking some questions, and I didn't get a chance to ask down there, but I'm going to ask up here. I've been in contact with a certain law enforcement officer, and he had given some information that perhaps James, you and your friend were, I guess there's no really easy way to say this, but is there a piece of equipment over there at the top of the steps?
What?
Because I just saw a blue flashing light.
You're dead, so you would know better than we do. Is there a heaven? Is there a hell? Is there a God?
Yeah, I thought I heard something there too.
I'm definitely feeling a little bit of that type of anxiety we felt earlier, but it doesn't feel as strong.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It feels lighter.
Yeah.
It's different this time. You can definitely tell that, I mean, we still came in contact with James, but it seemed like the majority of the entities that we felt or experienced last time are not here now.
No, I honestly, it is strange.
Mm-hmm.
We were asked to come here on behalf of James. He asked that I come and do a prayer for him.
Before we go, do you want Steve to say a prayer for you?
And hope that this helps find him peace. Again, I can't stress enough, we're not trying to condone what he may or may not have done. So, dear Heavenly Father, we come to pray for you on behalf of James. Hope that you will reach out to him with your infinite capabilities, your infinite wisdom, your infinite grace, infinite love, that you will help James find peace, help him find a better state of mind, help James move on from this location to where you have in mind for him to go. Again, James, move on from here. This is not the place for you to stay. And we hope that you do find peace, James. Amen.
Kristen, we know that this river is 25, sometimes 30 feet deep, and we're not sure if James was telling the truth whenever he said he put your body out here. And we're not even sure if he put you in that 55-gallon oil drum. But if you are out here somewhere, we hope one day that somebody does find you. And we also hope that getting closer to finding answers helps you find peace.